Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and in today's video, we're going to answer the question: are billions incoming for Zebec Network? And what I mean by that is, what would the market cap look like? Will we reach that billion threshold? Can we get to 5 billion? Can we get to 10 billion? So we answer those questions in these videos. In this video, remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Only use risk capital, and thank you to those who continue to support the channel. So the first thing I want to do is start off by talking about the tremendous growth that Zebec Network has had over like the last year. I mean, it was down at 0.0078 in some change around April 22nd. So it was down pretty low. And so for those of you that scoops a bag up that low, props to you. I got around two zeros and two. That's kind of where I made my entry. But those of you who got the three zeros and seven, kudos to you because you've made a lot of money in Zebec Network. But Zebec is up 440% over the last year, and that shows tremendous growth. Now we're sitting at 0.0050 and some change. And if we look over the last 24 hours, we're up 2.6%, sitting at a $429 million market cap with, in my opinion, plenty of room to run. And over the last 24 hours, 29 million in trading volume. I anticipate that picking back up. As you know, it's the weekend, so the volume kind of shifts a little bit on the weekend, but I anticipate that creeping up. So the question we're gonna try to answer in this video: do we anticipate billions incoming for Zebec Network? And let's first go and take a quick look at the holders. Like we've talked about this before, the holders continue to have a nice trend upward. So 78,802. As the community continues to grow, the community continues to spread the message. So this is positive. This is positive to kind of see those numbers. And if we go over the Gronk, what I did is said, okay, give me Zebec Network 2025-2026 roadmap. So I just want to kind of like a quick and to the point roadmap. And I kind of had them sum it up pretty quick here at the bottom. And here's what they're trying to achieve: real-time payroll expansion. So enhance web wedge link for global businesses, streamlining payroll with Web3 integration. And we all know, we talked about it in my previous video, the payroll industry is massive. And imagine bringing all that onto the blockchain and making things even better for people to be paid by the second. This is a huge one, and I cannot emphasize this enough. The Zebec carbon copy rollout. So expand zero fee crypto debit card to US, Latin America, and Asia. So that's big. So not only are they going within different communities and having customized debit cards for different communities within the crypto space, which would bring more eyes to Zebec, but they're also looking at just going to different markets: US, Latin America, Asia. And if you can tap into those markets, this thing has the potential to explode and have some long-term growth. ZPN POS system launched DPIN based terminals for USDC retail payments by Q3 2025. I'm interested to see how these point of sale devices would look in stores or how this would impact merchants. So I'm really, really excited about this project and how this would look like, whether they had a ZPN POS device at a gas station, at a retailer, different department stores, at an auto parts store, you name it. This would be huge. And again, you're using their POS devices, which I imagine you would need some Zebec, and that would be continued pressure on the Zebec token, buy pressure on the Zebec token. But this is interesting stuff here. Multi-chain growth. Yeah, we just talked about it on my last video, they're on 15 blockchains and expanding. And the thing with Zebec is they're executing quick. They're like quick wins, which I like to see. But the quick wins, and they they expanded to 15 blockchains, which is awesome. So partnerships, so deep in chain links, so getting more real time data on the blockchain and kind of integrating that with Zebec. And then IoTex, Swiss cheese ties for DeFi, and IoT solutions. Financial super app, potential 2025 launch consolidating payroll, cards, and treasury tools. Yeah, so they working on some sort of super app, which would be awesome. So imagine going to Google Play or the Apple App Store and downloading Zebec app or super app. Tokenomics boosts ZBCN's utility for governance, staking, and that's Nautilus chain fee. Excuse me, probably pronouncing it wrong, but I think this is interesting too. Like, what is that staking going to look like? Are they going to be able to earn? Are we going to be able to earn more while staking? So that would be cool to see here. Acquisition, so payroll growth partners to acquire traditional payroll firms in 2025. Yeah, so will they add even more payroll companies, acquire those, and get that business? Then ISO 2002 compliance, so align with global standards for institutional adoption. Yeah, so this basically just be regulatory compliant, which is cool. And this is some more information they have here, but you kind of get the point of what we're trying to achieve, as far as with that roadmap. There is a lot in store for Zebec, and if we go here again, and then here they just partnered with Archex X regulatory support for MiCA. Yeah, so they're getting their ducks in a row, so Zebec Network can be clicking on all cylinders, and they got to worry about regulatory compliance stuff. They just got it all figured out. So that's a key partnership there. And then XDB Chain Debit Card. So another customized card with another community. At this rate, the way they're going, once people begin to realize the impact, and this project is giving one of those projects where potentially it could just go on a massive run. Do I believe this could get to 1 cent and get to like that $1 billion market cap? I believe so. 5 cents. I believe it could get to like a $5 billion market cap. Can it get to 10 billion? I believe it can get to that 10 billion market cap. So roughly, right around 10 cents. Anything beyond that would be icing on the cake. But you get what they're doing. They're expanding payroll. They're getting into all these different communities. How they're expanding this. And then lastly, here's another one. It says ZBCN holders can now bet on ZBCN's next move on Profit Fund. Yeah, so another power move by Zebec Network. And the one thing that cannot be overstated is the fact that this community, it's a big community, and there's a lot of people talking about it. Whether you're on X, whether you're on Reddit, whether you just look through YouTube, and there's Zebec Network videos everywhere. And when you see something like that, it's kind of giving like those early XRP type of vibes where they just built up a cult-like following and continue to build on that. But if you notice, you'll see like those Zebec Network videos being pretty consistent globally from different content creators on YouTube. So that is a game changer. So the community is everything. They're passionate. They understand the vision of kind of what's going on with this project. And Again, looking pretty strong. I think we were as high as 0.0058 on July 31st. So we're looking pretty strong. They, this project has all the tools to not only get you some nice gains 2025 going into 2026, but essentially having a moon bag aside to where in the future, when this project scales and continues to go up in market cap, you'll have a bag and you'll be positioned accordingly. So I've said before with this project, anything under 1 cent is DCA opportunity. So the fact that Zebec's price has been giving us that opportunity because of the market pullback has been giving us an opportunity to DCA in. That is more than a lot of us can act. So we're at the right place at the right time. This project is executing on all cylinders, getting a lot of key partnerships like the recent Algorand, like the science card, where they have gotten the debit cards for the science students so they can spend as they choose. But imagine them having those carbon cards at different universities, not only in the U.S. but Latin America and Asia. In Asia, there are a lot of there's a lot of opportunity for what Zebec Network is trying to achieve. So, in my opinion, billions incoming for Zebec Network as this project is a juggernaut. I want to thank you for listening and thanks for stopping by.